Hello and a very warm welcome to this week's episode of Out and About in the UK. Coming up a little later in the show, we'll be in North London for Hooley in Islington. We also went along to meet Bernie Fitzpatrick and the residents from Campbell Gordon Way to find out about the great work they've been doing in their community. Well, Noreen Delaney has been described as being the Mrs Doyle of Westminster. The Donegal native was awarded an OBE for his services during the peace process. Recently retired, we went along to the Houses of Parliament for a send-off. Michael, you're one of the organisers of tonight's event. Give the viewers an idea what's happening.
Well, tonight is an incredible evening. We've got a lady who has worked for 30 years in the British House of Commons, who has helped in the catering division and been head of the night catering division. And during the peace process, critical to keep the likes of Ian Paisley, Tony Blair, you name it, John Major, happy was a cup of tea. And she made that tea like it was never made before until 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. And for her services, she received an OBE, the Order of the British Empire. And she was basically, as an ordinary Irish lady, demonstrating Irish brilliance abroad of hard work, a linchpin in the peace that was arrived at in Ireland.
As I said, you're one of the organisers of tonight's event, but some of the Irish politicians were also involved in this as well.
Yes, Mark Durkan of the SDLP was heavily involved, Conor McGinn of the Labour Party. And when we reached out to them and we said, my friend Gary, her son, said, Mum's retiring. I said, Gary, she's not going to retire that easily. And we spoke to Conor and we basically had a surprise evening for her this evening, and well deserved.
It's a really special event for a really special lady. I was elected last May and came into the members' tea room and was introduced to Noreen, and she said to me, now where is that accent from? And when I told her I was from Armagh, she was intrigued that I was a Labour MP for a Merseyside constituency, and there hasn't been a Monday since when I haven't gone into the tea room to have a bacon sandwich, to watch the Sunday game from the night before over the summer, or to read the Irish Times and talk about the GAA. And Noreen's opening remarks every Monday when I go into the tea room is, well, Mr McGinn, what did you think of the match yesterday? So she's a great woman, and you know, being Irish, being a British MP, having Noreen in the tea room to have a bit of crack and a chat with every day, it's great. It's like having your ma.
Noreen Delaney is someone who is just absolutely at the heart of Westminster for MPs. She presides over the members' tea room, which is often called in various books and writings the Holy of Holies within Westminster, because only MPs can be in there, and only former MPs are in the House of Lords. Even spouses can't go in there. So it's where MPs go, and they might chat and gossip, and they might plot, they might be worried, burdened by events, not quite sure what's going on, but there's always somebody to look after them in the tea room. And so whether you need a sandwich, whether you need eggs, whether you just need somebody to bounce a bit of anger off, the staff are there, and of course Noreen presides.
She's always a friendly, happy face. She knows everyone's name. She looks after us very well. And of course, if you're like myself, half Irish, half Welsh, with a bit of an Irish background, there's a special twinkle in her eye when she serves. So it was a pleasure tonight to be able to sing a song for her.
There are people drinking to Noreen of Donegal. 1987 was the year she came to us, feeding pangs of hunger of the members of this house. She served us tea and crumpets when our bellies were in need, gave us extra portions just to satisfy our greed. On the city of Westminster, as the evening shadows fall, there are people drinking to Noreen of Donegal.
When you started here, what was things like?
Parliament was a very busy place. Mrs Thatcher was in power when I came in here, and we're 5 Prime Ministers down the line now, so it's always busy here.
And I suppose when you came here first to have a lady like Noreen looking after you every day, I'm sure that meant a lot to you.
It did. She's a great woman, and we always have a little bit of a a laugh and a joke and a bit of fun. And I ask her when she's next off to Donegal, and we'll miss her. We'll miss her greatly. And but she's been a tremendous servant of the house, but also, as was said in the speeches earlier on, she's really contributed to this place and also to the whole improvement in relations between Ireland and the UK in the last 30 or 40 years. And when you think about, for a young woman coming to work here in the 80s, when the Troubles were still a real thing, her contribution is very real.
People like Noreen, Irish people that came here to London in the 70s and 80s, they really made a difference.
They made an incredible difference. I work with her son, Gary. He's a senior member of Lloyd's of London. Her son, Declan, her husband, Brendan, who work in the insurance industry. Her generation were an incredible asset that Ireland should be extremely proud of. They contributed not only to Ireland and sent money home in the early days and helped their brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews to go through university, but they contributed incredibly in an incredible way to the societies that they involved themselves in here in Britain.
I'm sure you're delighted that they all came out here tonight to wish you well.
I hope to enjoy my retirement, and it's lovely that the members came to say goodbye.
Well, best wishes there to Noreen in her retirement. Next, we're off to Dollis Hill to meet Bernie Fitzpatrick and the residents of Campbell Gordon Way to find out about the great work they've been doing in their community. Bernard, you're the chairperson of the Campbell Gordon Way Residents Association. I must say, a wonderful display of flowers, and really is lovely to be here.
And yeah, you're very welcome, Ian, to our 5-star award-winning community here in Dollis Hill. It all started in 2010. Where I was working in the Olympics. When I left the Olympics, the recession was still on, and I went from 7 days a week to 5 days a week. So I didn't know what to do with myself for the weekend. So friends of mine took up golf, but I wouldn't have been happy with that. So I like to keep active, and I decided to start plant some flowers around my garden here. And when all the neighbours seen it happening, they were all encouraging me, and I said to them, you know what I mean, you can do your area as well. I'll show you how to do it. All you have to do is water it, and then it just took off from there, really.
Pat, you're a resident here of Campbell Gordon Way. Bernard has done fantastic work here. I'm sure you'll agree.
Absolutely. Bernard has been an inspiration to everybody who lives in this community. When I come home in the evening, Bernard is watering flower beds, he's planting flowers, he's constantly trimming trees, he's getting all the community involved and the young community as well. So children help out here and they get rewarded for doing their little bit of work, which kind of encourages them to be forward thinking about work and about community spirit. So I would say Bernard deserves an award himself for what he's done for us and how great this community is. It's a diverse community. People come from all parts of the globe, but an Irishman like Bernard is an inspiration to any community and any nationality in the world. And for me, he makes this such a wonderful place. When I go to work in the morning, the spectrum of colour that I meet when I come out my door to go to work is incredible. So yeah, I'd say Bernard deserves an award himself.
Claire, it's great having such active members here in the borough of Brent doing such great work.
Yes, it is. I've been working with Bernie for 2 years, and he brings the community together with such a diverse community here in London, and Bernie has done a great job here, the residents, the younger generation, and if he could inspire lots of other communities to follow the way that he has, I think it will make London and any other community such a better place, because communities these days tend to be a bit more segregated. It doesn't matter where you come from, but community spirit is what we need.
You've just recently moved to the area here. You must be delighted to be part of such a wonderful initiative.
Yeah. As I would say, he's the best manager I have ever seen. We used to live in another development, it's called Royal Arsenal. The development was huge, but we didn't have any community, we didn't know any neighborhood there. Even we didn't know our neighbors. We lived there for 6 years and we didn't know anybody. Here it's less than a year and we know everybody. It's a kind of big family, it's really kids friendly. So we are really glad to have a fella here.
And he's also worked quite close with you as well in terms of Neighbourhood Watch.
Yes, I've been working with Bernie for 2 years. We work very closely together. If there's ever any issues, I work closely with Bernie to deal with that. He can contact me by the Ward Mobile office. I'm always here to help Bernie.
And definitely we've been here today for a couple of hours and we can feel that sense of welcome and such an amazing positive atmosphere.
Yes, it is positive and it's safe here. And because of the community spirit and the amount of people that are outdoors, winter or summer here, it kind of creates a community where people wouldn't be enticed to come in here to actually do anything wrong. So for that reason, I think it's a beautiful place to live and it's an inspiring place to live.
And what would you say to anyone thinking about starting up an organisation or a group like this?
Oh, just do it. Just get you some flowers, compost, and just go for it. And this is what happens. And everyone will get involved. Because everyone wants it. Everyone is just latching on to it.
And I believe the community here has been included in London Gardening A to Z. That's a great publication to be part of.
Yes, it is, yeah. And I think it tells a story about the community and how it has been inspired and how it's grown from its traditional roots the first day that Bernie came out and started doing this work. And it has been included in this book, the London Garden Book A to Z, and it's worth a read, and I think it might inspire other communities.
If people want to find out more, can they get in touch with you for advice?
Yes, they can. Yeah, they can contact me through our Facebook page. Send us a message, and I'd be happy to help them along and give them advice.
Well, many thanks there to Bernie Fitzpatrick and all the residents from Campbell Gordon Way, and what a fantastic display of colour when we visited during the summer. We're going to take a break right now, but do come back to us for the second half of the show. You're very welcome back to the show. One of the biggest events in the traditional Irish music calendar here in the UK is the return to Camden Festival. We went along to the Islington Assembly Hall for the annual Hooley, which is a precursor to this great event. Karen Ryan, Festival Organiser, told us what to expect in this year's 18th return to Camden Festival.
This evening's concert is, it has a few functions really. It's first of all to help raise funds for Return to Camden Town Festival and for the wider work that's put on by IMDL, which is Irish Music and Dance in London. And that's our new community interest company, which was founded in 2014 to promote traditional Irish music, song and dance in London. Now, the team who founded IMDL have been running Return to Camden Town for the last 18 years. And we've been branching out more recently to bring Irish music to different parts of London. So we did something in South London around Christmas time, and we're looking at new venues to work with and basically trying to find where the Irish have settled, bring the music there, try and build new audiences there for their own area, and then bring them back to our annual Return to Camden Town Festival.
What the traditional music is to most of us who play it, it's our community. It's our community, it's the people we know, it's family, and they're people you remember and you've known for a very long time, because that's the kind of community it is. And I think actually, doing this music, we are very lucky to have music and to be bound by something, because actually community can be very difficult to find in a place like London, and we've got it, and there's a great generosity between the Irish musicians in London.
We're very fortunate to have such a strong Irish music community, and within that Irish music community we've got quite a few bands and duos who are gigging quite regularly, and we're very lucky that quite a few of them have, a real soft spot for Return to Camden Town Festival. They will always make sure that they're there every year.
The bullet pierced my true love's breast, and life's young spring so early, and thereupon my breast she died, while soft wind shook the leaf. I bore through some mountain streams, and then is the summer blast.
Lakayla got involved in tonight because we were asked by Karen, who is the energy in Irish music around this town, as most people know. She runs the Camden Festival, and she's done a lot for us and been very good to us and invited us to play many times. So we were very pleased to return the favour, I suppose, and turn up and play. And it was great fun. We've just enjoyed it very much.
So we're very much looking forward to the 18th Return to Camden Town Festival. And it's going to start this year on Tuesday the 25th of October. On the Thursday we have an album launch in the Fiddler's Elbow in Kentish Town, and that evening we have Tad Sargent, who's from Cross Harbour, and Loic Blagine, lovely Brittany Piper. We've got Michael Sheehy, piano accordion player who is recording a lot of sleeve lucre music which he learnt from his father. And we have Terence O'Flaherty, who is singing here tonight, fabulous County Clare singer. And we have the wonderful Thomas McCarthy. He's a singer from the Traveller tradition. He has lots of fabulous songs which have been, well, none of us ever knew until he brought them to our attention. He's just bringing out a new album again. So then on Friday, we've got a couple of things going on. We've got the Musical Traditioners Club are hosting Jimmy Crowley, and we have a gig at King's Place on the same evening with Morga, Dave Munnelly's band, which is fantastic, and we have some of our London greats joining them. We've got John Bowe and Mick O'Connor, and I think Pete Quinn is playing with them. Yes, my husband. All sorts of things going on for the entire Saturday and Sunday, mainly at the London Irish Centre. We also have an evening ceilidh in Cecil Sharp House. We've got the Tulla Ceilidh Band coming over to celebrate their 70th anniversary, which is going to be fabulous. And then we have the Mulcahy family, we have Breed Harper and Darren Breslin, we have Bobby Gardner and his daughter Linda Gardner on the concertina. But I've been wanting to get Bobby to the festival for years, and I'm just so excited that we have him coming. Then in the evening on the Saturday in the London Irish Centre, we have Kalanua, lovely young band. It's a while since they've been to the festival, so we're looking forward to having them back. We have Cross Harbour, who were playing for us this evening. Trying to think, have I forgotten anyone? Then, of course, Sunday night is going to be a real London night. We've got the Good Mixer Band, which it's a band of 4 fabulous musicians who did a residency in Camden Town in the 1980s, including John Carty, Marcus Hernan on flute, and Noel O'Grady on bouzouki and Henry Boehner on fiddle. They recorded something in the late 80s and never released it until last year, and everyone's going mad about it. The tunes on there are fabulous, the style is just gorgeous. So they're going to be playing a concert along with Lakayla.
I was involved in the traditional music scene from the really early 70s, and it was very strong then. It was like a heyday. I mean, we still have memorial events for those times with the old people who've passed on and so on. We had a memorial concert for Raymond Rowland, who was the main character in a way in those days. But there was lots of other famous people here at those times: Sean Maguire, Roger Shirley. Lots and lots of people, and it was very strong then. It went a bit quiet, I think, in the 80s, even the 90s, but it's very strong again now. So we're very, it's coming back really, and its music's stronger and better than ever. And actually, the musicians are better. They're technically better, I think, the young players, and every bit as enthusiastic as we were in our time. So it's a great thing, really, a great thing.
And then we've got a Monday afternoon concert, which is something we've started doing in the last few years. Mainly aimed at the elderly community who aren't so keen on coming out in the evenings, but it's not exclusively for them. It's been really nice the last couple of years, a really nice mix of age groups in there. And we've got Terence O'Flaherty there, Bobby Gardner's going to be playing again with Linda, and we have some young musicians from Coltis and Britain. And I think think that's probably everything. This year, our fundraising efforts are more important than ever, really, because we really need new financial help going forward to be able to stage a 19th Return to Camden Town Festival in 2017. And tonight was about raising our profile in a beautiful new venue. We've never done anything here in the Islington Assembly Hall before. We've loved it. The atmosphere's been great. The people here have loved having us here. And it's brought a few new faces in, which is fantastic. But it was also very much about telling people we need help. And we had envelopes out on chairs to encourage people to let us know if they're willing for us to contact them after the event. And I'd be happy for anyone who might be watching this to let us know if they'd like to support traditional Irish music, song and dance in London and keep this very, very important and thankfully vibrant community going in this multicultural city. It's so important. We're so far spread across London. I feel that the work that we do is very important for keeping the community together and to keep our profile such that when people move over from Ireland afresh, and that's happening more often of course now, that we're very visible and we can be found quite easily. And continuing our work, continuing the festival in particular, because it does have such a huge international profile, is very important, and we want to keep it going. So if anybody wants to contribute or express a wish to support us in any way or advise us in any way that somebody they might know who would like to support us, please contact us through our website, which is www.returntocamden.org, or the email address which is attached to that is info@returntocamden.org, and that will reach us and we'd be delighted to hear from you.
Well, we really are looking forward to the annual Return to Camden Festival, and many thanks there to Karen Ryan for giving us more information about it. If you'd like to contact the show, send an email to ian@irishtv.ie. You can also find us on Facebook and on Twitter. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have right now, but do come back to us next week. We'll be out and about in the UK.